Hey all, I'm Matt from All Things Australia. On our last video, or one of our last videos, I did actually promise I was going to show you how to do our bottom bouncing rig. So today I'm going to show you the way we do it. It's not probably the proper way or the way that you might buy in a shop, but it's the way we use, and we seem to have a bit of luck on it. So what I use is a 120 pound mono leader, and when it comes down to it, this is what we're happy to use, so that's what we use. You can go stronger, you can go weaker, but we tie these without any knots. You need a good set of crimpers. We've got these. Spend your money, if you're ever going to spend any money on any tackle, buy good crimpers if you're going to use it. You need some gas. You need a good set of cutters. We've got owner hooks, which we use these religiously. They're expensive, but they actually speak for themselves, so I'm not going to go in about that anymore at all. Or you can use a circle hook. You see the difference here? That one's circled at the tip, so that's more of a lift, I believe, like that'll catch itself. More in the side of the mouth. Here's a striking rig, which we're all a bit gun happy, so we go for it with a strike. We need two of them. You need two of these 10 centimeter beads. These are just a normal glow in the dark bead. You need some heat shrink. This heat shrink is the silicone based stuff, so it's got a glue inside, so you need that to hold. We use chafe tube. These are 10 centimeter tubes of chafe tube. We need two of these, and we need two of the 1.5 crimps, and we need another little piece of chafe tube, probably about 3 centimeters. So we're going to do a dropper loop, which is pretty much a knot without being a knot. So first of all, we grab our line, and because it naturally falls, we will just let it naturally fall into a nice little, side plate loop like so. And then what we do is with this hand, we'll bring it around and give it 3 to 4 twists around the main loop. Like that. And what we do is we open up where the loop is, and then we bring the bottom of the loop back through here like this. So if you don't have anything like a vise or a wrench or anything like this, you can just use your cameraman and put his finger in there, and you hold these two little tabs here, you lick them, and you just pull out like this. So there it is. Simple as that. And whenever we just repeat the process. So we want to go down enough so that our hooks don't get too tangled, but you don't want them too far apart. Same thing, nice big loop, like so. Give it a bit more. And then we go from the bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top, 3 to 4 times. You can go 5 times if you want. Reach down, grab the bottom one, Kimbo, back on. Bit of licking time, and then there we are. So we have 2 nice little loops on your rig. That will not come undone, I'll tell you that much. So now what we want to do, we want to set our first swivel, which is just a rolling swivel, about 100 kilo. So that's a rolling swivel. You want to set that up your top for your to hook onto your 1-on leader. You want that 3 centimeter piece of chafe tube, and you want a crimp. So first of all, the crimp goes on, then your chafe tube follows, then your swivel. So it looks like so. Simple as that. Then we feed our line back through the crimp. And then you want to pull a bit of excess through. This is when you first use your gas, and then all you do is just burn in the end and then tap down just to create a little bit of like a mushroom, a little tip. So you can set your chafe tube and your crimp without pulling it through. Like so. So that's how it's sort of set. So now by holding your chafe tube and the crimp, you grab your crimpers, and then you go on the 1 to 2 mil set. And you want to be about 1 millimeter off the end, just so it flares nicely, so don't chafe your line, like so. And crimp that down. Then do your next one, same distance from your chafe tube. Make sure you sit in there nice and pretty. Bang in the middle, and then one nice and neat in the middle. Like so. So it looks like that. Nice and pretty. So now we go on to the hooks. So what we're doing is now we're going to feed on the hooks. And so what we do is first of all we put one of our pieces of silicone heat shrink on. And then we follow it with one of our chafe tubes. You just want to give that line a little pinch to make it easier. So one of our chafe tubes. And the reason we use a chafe tube on there, because we are mainly targeting nanny guy, blue millwong, bloody harlequin fish, anything of that nice reefy stuff. But in where they live is quite rocky and carries on and stuff like that. So this is for longevity of the actual rig until you want to change out, or for the predators. So you would have seen we got bronzies, schoolies, anything with teeth and stuff like that. So that there will protect you. Well, hopefully you can catch it and get a photo with it, or, you know what I mean, so you don't get chafed off. Then we put a little bit of colour down there, just because it's in 50 metre plus water. So a little bit of that just adds a little bit of colour down there for the fisheries. And then we want to put our hook. So feeding onto the hook, there's two ways you can go. If you go from the bottom, it feels like the hook is upside down. So if we go from the top, and we feed from the top straight through, and then you feed the loop that's gone through over the bum of the hook like so. So when you pull it tight, it'll actually sit straight for you. So now what you want to do is you want to pull your bead down to your hook, and then follow your chafe tube down nice and tight to your bead. And then now with your heat shrink, you want to actually sit your heat shrink just over the top of your chafe tube like so. Now without melting your line, you want to melt your heat shrink onto your line. Don't touch your line because you've just done all this for nothing. And then just squash it down. And now, no matter what happens, that there will not slide and it's locked into place, so it will never come undone on there. So now all we do is just repeat the process. So heat shrink, chafe tube, bead, and then hook, heat it, all good. There we go. Onto chafe tube. Feed him on. Bead. These are 10mm beads, by the way. Just don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but make it easy to push on. Then we go hook through the top. Remember, through the top. So holding the hook upwards, push down through the top without putting it through your finger. Like so. Around the bum of the hook, like so. Pull up tight. Bead down, chafe tube to follow. So it's sitting like pretty up against here. So you want to have the right amount of height here so the heat shrink goes up against your knot. If for any reason this is longer, you got a longer loop, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your heat shrink sits back here and you've got a bit of leftover because you're not going to get bitten up there anyway. We might, but it's just unlucky then. Heat this without burning anything of your line. Like so. So now we have a point where we can put on to our 1 on leader. Our 2 hooks sitting pretty, and now we want to lay our sinker. So I just use a rolling snap. You could tie this point, but I actually crimp again. So I've got another crimp, and I have a rolling snap. These are 40 odd kilo, but it's only for a sinker, but I like them big so you can clip them on. So you can change your lead as the tide changes, or tide's ripping harder, you want to put more lead on. So, and you're down deep enough, so you need to get down there and stay on the spot. So now what we do is we go crimp. So you can actually use more chafe here and repeat the process like this, but there's no need because it's just a sinker. Well, it doesn't really matter if you lose a sinker, let's be honest, but you can always then tie one on or just crimp another one, which is easy enough done. So that's totally up to you guys. And then we heat this and mushroom again so we can pull up tight to how we want it. So what we do is you pull through like so, and then we just push our crimp up until you get a nice little loop without going too tight that it kinks here. So we just pull it back so it's a nice little loop like so. Same thing is is we turn it around, we hold where it goes through here first, and we always pinch where the mushroom is first. And the reason I do that, so then it all sits where you want it to stay. Crimp it in, yet again, right here. Make sure you sit nice and pretty in there. Like so, and one more in the middle. Happy days. So there we have my bottom bouncing rig. So that's my version. It works for us. We catch plenty of fish, all kinds of fish on it. You got any comments or you need to know any more about it, hit us up. Feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll keep the videos rolling. Cheers.